But I guess like so you don't do hosting anymore, right? Like
I don't belong to a club anymore.
you don't belong. Wait, what does that mean?
So
This is like a deposition. It's like you're not answering the question, but answering the question.
You can take the man out of the
you're on
host,
point,
but
though.
never the host out of the man.
so
I beat you, but not part of an agency. You know? It's like the same thing.
kind of like that. So
Yeah.
basically, you know,
Well, you're a freelance host.
kind of like that.
You've
yeah.
graduated.
How the fuck? Wait, how the fuck you freelance host?
So you know,
Previous clients, right?
since I've been doing this for almost 10 years
right.
now,
Yeah.
like the people I've, you know, met along the way,
Oh.
at this point, they're just there to, you know, drink with me to get life updates. Because I've known these
Like an old friend.
Yeah,
You
like
just
I've known them for like almost 10 years. Some of them, you know.
Right.
That's
Like,
great. That means you get
I've
to
been
like.
invited to weddings and shit. You know, of the girls that are getting married. You know, and I went to some. I shit you not.
What,
Dude.
How you when you spoke to people at the wedding? How did that go? Were they like, oh, this is Jen, this is the guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did
wait.
the wife explain to the husband?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Bro, so for example, like there was a lady who was back in the day, she was in her late university time.
Yeah.
And I was telling her, you know, like you should do exchange, go to other countries, live life.
Giving life advice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, you know, I find out that she's marrying somebody she met overseas. Thanks
nice.
to her experience abroad. And then she says she got to do this just because I fucking gave her the encouragement to go abroad.
Right.
I'm skipping like the whole arc here,
Yeah,
but
I can't imagine.
that's the
Yeah,
end
yeah.
result here, bro.
I imagine the husband was like, "You're inviting what? A host?"
Dude, it's like,
Is this why NTR's like
the moment
popular
the
in
husband
Japan?
meets me and then I talk about, you know, the way we met and then
you're a
the,
hustler, bro.
the what
You're
kind of like
hustling.
quality conversations we had,
Right.
nobody's like, you know, like suspecting anything, you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm honest, bro.
So did you tell him that you were a host?
Dude, that's how the wife introduced. Like,
That's
you know,
insane. That's
Now
insane.
the wife's got some balls.
That's like I've never seen someone with such like big dick energy. Like,
Yeah.
hi, honey. Here's
Hi, honey. Here's another man that I spent a lot of money on before I met you. Yeah. But we met because of this man. Yeah.
dude, I've had like interestingly, I have a lot of that, you know. Even with my ex-girlfriends, I still see some of them.
Japan is whack,
with
man.
their
Japan
current
is fucking
boyfriends,
awesome.
and we still hang out and shit.
Yeah.
And that's still the case with hostel stuff. Like some people that don't even see me anymore just want to hang out with their new boyfriends.
Yeah, what, Melee? I see what you're writing. Yeah. Yeah.
We can't say that out
we
loud,
let
but
ask that.
yeah, we'll let ask that or
Can you just say yes or no to me?
I mean, you can hint at it.
That's fucked up, man.
Well, that's how it is. That's how it is.
for you viewers, the wedding isn't as innocent as it seems. Let's just say that.
I mean, you know, everyone, you know, the hosts are not just for talking, right? But you can't say that. I know. I'm not saying.
Elaborate your sentence.
what are part of the host's
It's not all Disneyland.
responsibilities?
It's not all Disneyland. That's what I'm saying. It's not all Disneyland.
it isn't all candies and rainbows.
Starbucks
Yeah.
lattes, you know, we know that. You know, come on, there's
Are there more perks to the job that's other than just
That's
going
a
on
great
The
way to
hardest
look at it.
P I've ever heard.
So
you both get perks.
Yeah.
to answer your question, kind of directly but indirectly, it involves a lot of mental, psychological, you know, like fuckery. Meaning, if you know what somebody wants and you give it to them straight away, you might get them to be bored of you, and then they might not come back for more.
Okay.
So the strategy for some cases is to tease and edge. But what are you laughing at, man? What are you laughing at?
It's like fucking Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother. It's like, it's insane. I understand that it's the job, right?
Yeah,
but it's just like psychotic.
It's one side of it, though. One side of it. And
Right.
on the other side, there are some people that don't want you for what you're, you know.
No, I understand that. Like
They just-
it's
they're
just
just-
conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
I know
They're
that, yeah.
there for just for your company, and so if you push for it on a drunken evening, you might just fucking ruin your relationship, and then
Right,
they
right.
might not come back for
Right,
you
of
again.
course.
So there's a lot that you have to think about, and
Yeah.
this is with any other social encounter. You know, if you think somebody is beautiful and they're wonderful, and you feel like you want to spend a night with them, and they're down for it as well, and it's
Yeah, I was going to say because
You know.
obviously it's the only thing that they pay for is the drinks, right?
No. I feel like I'm sitting with a bunch of virgin motherfuckers. man. Come on, guys.
I'm just really I'm just really enjoying. I'm just really enjoying you trying to explain yourself. here.
Listen. I understand, right? You're all they pay for is the drinks, but what you're trying to do is secure that they keep coming for those drinks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you do what you got to do. I understand that business is business, and
Look.
it's ruthless. You know, and it's childish or naive as to think that it's not how the business works. Right.
Right.
I understand that.
And-
Doesn't mean I can't be like that's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I
Look,
mean?
Yeah.
just to make myself clear, the way I conduct myself is with my wits and intelligence and
Yeah.
my unique ability of talking about shit that they have no idea about, which is
Right. You are a worldly host.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly, Mr. Worldwide, fucking Pitbull, right?
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
That's how I do my thing. But there are some people that, of course, push their physical attributes. That's like their main
That's a
selling
point.
point.
Yeah.
you know? And they fall into a dilemma where if I don't give it to her now, she might not come back next time. But if I give it to her now,
She definitely won't come back next time.
exactly.
Right.
If you're like this and you suck at it, what's gonna happen?
No, I totally get it. That's just the environment and the industry of the host club.
Yeah.
But I'm sure to a lot of people watching, and some people who are not versed in this world,
It seems otherworldly.
It is almost like
for them, it's like what's sex? What's
To be fair, I think one
not
of
even
the one of the most underrated different aspects of Japanese culture is the nightlife and the whole the host industry and all that.
Yeah.
I think it's people are like, oh, it's so wacky. They have KFC on Christmas. It's like, no, bro. Like the real weird differences between the West
It's the shit that doesn't get talked about.
It's the stuff that's happening at night, man. It's completely different. And in some ways, you come into this with a foreign perspective and you judge it as such, but I feel like in some ways it's unfair of us to judge and be like, that's fucking weird what they do. It's like, well, I mean, that's what they do. That's what they've chosen to do, and that's how they do the business.
Yeah.
Does it sound predatory at times? A little bit, but I mean, it's my perspective,
Yeah, I mean, and again, like as you were saying, like it is a thing that I think again, Japan is so good at maintaining a culture.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like maintaining ways to do a culture
The
where
floppy disk
sometimes
is an ancient artifact.
Yeah, where
keep around.
Yeah, where sometimes they get so encapsulated in holding on to this specific cultural thing that they almost fail to realize that maybe it doesn't really fit into society today's standards, right?
Yeah.
It's the whole reason why the fucking fax machine still exists,
Yeah, it's
right?
like
it's like maybe
great point right
maybe
there.
it's like like they don't realize that they just think to themselves, yeah, it's fucked up, but this is how it came to be. This is what makes Japanese nightlife. They never stop to think to themselves, hey, maybe this is fucked up.
Yeah.
Just a bit.